Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here. Welcome to my second Shadows Over Innistrad draft. We're still pre-releasing. Still a lot to learn. Okay, we opened Odric, who is good, right? I mean, not insane. He's a hill giant on the surface, but keep in mind in white you have a lot of those 1/1 white spirit tokens, so that seems like giving all your guys flying, especially in white. I guess white's done that before. No, white has done that, but still, very powerful. Giving all your guys evasion seems good. Otherwise, compelling deterrence seems like a card I would like a lot. Definitely motivates you to want to play a zombie deck, but still perfectly playable outside of that. And Watcher in the Web is a fun card. Nothing else, I think, screaming first pick in here, so let's take the Odric. I like it. All right. Ooh, Silver Strike seems like playable removal. Inquisitor's Ox. We've got a Throttle in here, a Madness. What is the best card in this pack? We've got this Apothecary Geist, which seems okay. It's got synergy with Odric, right? I think Silver Strike's fine, actually. It's a little pricey, but you get to gain life, too. Yeah, and there's Throttle, too. Throttle, certainly more versatile than Silver Strike. But I don't know how good Silver Strike is. I feel like it's pretty good. Yeah, nothing else too nuts in here, huh? Apothecary Geist, and I'll try out the Silver Strike. I'll get a removal spell. We'll see how good or bad the card is. It is 4 mana. Paranoid Perish Blade. 3 mana, 3/2. Delirium turns into a 4/2 first strike. I like that. That is good. Dance with Devils and red. Byway Courier, which I like. Could just take the Perish Blade. What's this Inspiring Captain do? 4 mana, 3/3. Buffs your team when it comes in. I like that too, but I'd rather take the cheaper card. Grotesque Mutation is pretty gross looking picture, but I like the card. Let's see. I like the Courier too, but I think I'm going to take the Perish Blade. Let's just take some white cards for now. I think Courier is a better card, technically, unless you've got a really strong Delirium strategy going, but I think we'll take the Perish Blade anyway. It's early enough, right? Okay. So we've got this Expose Evil. We have a Farbog Revenant. Which card do I like here? I think Expose Evil is fine. Since it investigates, it kind of replaces itself, albeit a little bit slowly. I guess Farbog Revenant with Odric seems pretty insane. How about I just give my team Lifelink and Skulk? I think we're going to take the Revenant here. White-black, though. What's the white-black plan? Because black's going to have all these like spirits and zombies, and white's going to be more human. Well, I guess they're going to be human and spirit-based, too. All right, whatever. We'll take this Farbog Revenant. Unruly Mob. A little flashback to Innistrad. This card always played better than it looks. I do remember that. It's cool because it interacts with your tokens well, too. It's like, my token dies, this guy gets bigger. Otherwise, there is Reduced to Ashes in here, which is certainly better than Unruly Mob. At least, it's looking better at the moment. Probably just take the removal spell. Sanitarium Skeleton. It's kind of like a not so good regeneration. We're going to take the Reduced to Ashes, speculating maybe red-white is the thing. So we've got Spirit. What's this Hope Against Hope? Oh, yeah. Aura. It's, it's fine. I don't think it's great. Wicker Witch is a nice Delirium enabler. Fine card outside of that. Nothing super special, though. Uncaged Fury I was really impressed with. I might just take that. This card played a lot better than I expected it to. And technically, if you have Odric out and you pre-combat step this, I'll just give my team double strike. Yeah, that's pretty cool. We'll take the Uncaged Fury. Okay, Militant Inquisitor. I guess it's not that special. Malevolent Whispers. I guess if you can Madness it, it is pretty cool because you instant speed it. They attack, instant speed it, untap their guy, block with it. Not bad. Neglected Heirloom. I like this card actually, but we don't have any transform at the moment. Could take a second Uncaged Fury or Strength of Arms. I mean, we don't have any equipment. It feels like the upside on Uncaged Fury is higher, but paying 1 mana is just so much more efficient. I think this time we're going to take the 1 mana trick, despite the fact that I think Uncaged Fury has some pretty explosive upside. Explosive Apparatus, speaking of explosive, got this Voldaren Duelist, which I feel like is good if you're aggressive. I guess it technically works with Odric too, right? Because of haste. Apparatus is pretty good too, but I feel like if we do end up in red-white, Duelist is going to be a nice sort of aggressive card to play. Some pretty good late blue. We're going to take the Duelist. Ethereal Guidance, not a huge fan. This card seems good. Seems real good. Not for us, but whoever's the werewolf player is going to be happy they get that. I guess we can take Convicted Killer. It's not really a very good card. It's a late Watcher in the Web, which is certainly better. But I guess we'll take the Killer. Okay. Sanguinary Mage is playable. Jeez. Late werewolf cards for somebody. They're going to be happy. Guess we'll take the Mage. Doesn't seem insane in here, but it's pretty awesome with like Uncaged Fury and Strength of Arms. I like Prowess. Structural Distortion or Grotesque Mutation actually seems like a... I just don't think I'm going to be playing Structural Distortion. We'll take the Mutation, I guess. Alright, Rush of Adrenaline versus Magmatic Chasm. Chasm's pretty good if you're pretty aggressive, but I feel like Rush is a good combat trick too, especially if we end up with more Prowess. It actually feels like we didn't see a ton of white too late. I did kind of want to make the white work, but I mean, it feels like we carved our way into red fairly effectively, but white tended to kind of dried up quick, but also, keep in mind, ooh, Slayer's Plate is insane. There's a Duskwatch Recruiter in here. What was I going to say? Keep in mind, oh yeah, pack 2, we might just see plenty of white. Like, we might get a chance to get all the white out of this pack. This Cathar is very good too, but I can't pass Slayer's Plate. It's just obviously too good. Too good to pass. Yeah. Pretty awesome. Especially with the humans we already have. Killer on the front side. And it's a great mana sink with werewolves. Pretty insane with Uncaged Fury. It's pretty awesome with Farbog Revenant, actually, even though it kind of makes the Skulk completely irrelevant. What have we got here? This is... So Explosive Apparatus versus Voldaren Duelist number 2. No white cards I'm interested in. Guess we can take the second Duelist. Am I supposed to be black-red? Maybe vampires now? I'm not sure. I mean, there's nothing insane in here. Explosive Apparatus is playable. I can't imagine it's super exciting. We'll take the second Duelist, I guess. I don't think Duelist is insane either, though. I like the Rancid Rats. We've got this Thraben Inspector, which I actually like, too. Moorland Drifter, but I guess we just take the Fiery Temper, get some removal. I mean, so yeah, we're definitely carving our way into red. I mean, there's Mad Prophet too, but we just don't have any madness. All right, well, I guess Port Town is worth a couple tickets, but maybe we need the Blood Mad Vampire just to sort of get... Actually, Truth Fate Sensor is good too, but I guess we don't have a ton of humans. We need some more creatures. I don't think Blood Mad Vampire is insanely good, but I mean, it's playable. It's pretty good with the Rush of Adrenalines and the Uncaged Fury. All right, if I didn't need creatures, I probably wouldn't take it, but I feel like we're almost switching into a... There's also a Crow of Dark Tidings, but I feel like we are kind of... I was going to say swapping into the red-black Vamp, but I mean, I want to play Odric. Like, Mentor's okay. It's not insane. Cathar's very good. Like I said, I want to play white still, even though we are clearly getting cut in white. I just think Dauntless Cathar is good. Rewards from Graveyard. Alright, I think I'm taking the Cathar. We're still going to try and make the red-white work. It's just the black cards are... It seems like white and black aren't super open. So I'm playing like human vampire deck. That's something. Not Forgotten. This card's probably playable. It also spits out a spirit for you, but... Probably don't need a third Rush of Adrenaline. I guess I can take Not Forgotten. It isn't great, but I like that it's fairly versatile. You can bring back one of your cards that has gone, like a removal spell, or you can put a land on top of their deck or take them off Delirium. It's probably just versatile enough to play. There is a Just the Wind in here, which is pretty awesome for somebody. I actually like the Lamplighter too. I think we're taking Not Forgotten. Not sure how I feel about it just yet. Howlpack Wolf as an efficient beater that I'm basically never going to be able to block with. I mean, I guess. I do still need some creatures. There's a Drownyard Explorer. Am I supposed to just drop white and go into blue? I could. I'm not a huge fan, though. We're going to take the Howlpack Wolf. Even though it's... not that good in here. All right, Moorland Drifter is good. Brain in a Jar is slow. I like this Confront the Unknown. This card's kind of cool, but we'll take the Drifter, actually. I mean, Drifter is something our deck wants. We want to be able to do things cheaply. 4-mana 5/2, not super excited about that. Rise from the Tides is kind of a build around. Guess we'll take the Devil, although prefer to not play it. Gone Missing is probably the best card here. All right, getting a second Drifter back is good. I mean, I don't have a ton of ways to enable Delirium here, but guess none of these cards matter. All right, so there is some late black, but like I said, like Alms of the Vein's not very good. Mentor is fine, but it's not like insane. I still think we're at this point we're just playing straight up red-white aggro, which isn't looking great only because, like I said, we're not like Silver Strike's not an aggressive card. We don't have a ton of removal. We do have a fine late game, like Slayer's Plate is just going to do all sorts of work. We don't have any, like, sorceries, though. Is that right? I guess we have Not Forgotten. Yeah, I I don't know. It's not like this deck's not looking as good as I want it to be. I guess we have Fiery Temper, Silver Strike, and Reduced to Ashes, so it's not like we don't have removal. We've got some good combat tricks. This deck needs some cheaper creatures, though. We're really going to need that. What the? I like that card. Scarecrow is a good Delirium Enabler. I really like that. What's this Corrupted Graphstone do? Oh, yeah. Lets you ramp, sort of. But not unless you have cards in your graveyard. And I guess you can just do colorless, right? Or colorless is... So you have to have a colored card in your graveyard, or does it work with colorless cards? Choose a color of a card in your graveyard. What if it's colorless? So we might just want the Gite Blast. There's a Vessel, actually. This might actually... Vessel seems like what we're looking for in this deck. I like the Gite Blast, too, but we want Delirium Enablers now with double Moorland Drifter plus... Paranoid, Perish Blade. I think we've got just enough Delirium now where Vessel of Ephemera rather, is kind of what we're looking for. Ooh, Lightning Axe. As well as Foreboding Ruins is kind of cool. Let's see if that one's worth it. It's probably worth 2 tickets like the other one. I don't think they're worth a ton. Unless this one's special for some reason. No, this one's worth less, actually. Not worthless, but worth less. I like this Gibbering Fiend, but I think we got to take a removal spell here for sure. So Temper versus Lightning Axe. I guess Lightning Axe is cheaper, but we don't really have a ton of madness. We've got the Fiery Temper. I think I'm going to take the second Fiery Temper. I like Lightning Axe too, but I'd rather be able to burn face. Let's dump these Hulking Devils. I'd prefer to not play those. Yeah, so now I guess I am a lot less impressed in this deck with Silver Strike. But I mean, like I said, I guess we technically do have some sort of late game plan. Not a sick one, though. All right. Gibbering Fiend, rather. Gibbering, whatever it is. Open the Armory. Yeah, I'm not... Tooth Collector is good, too. Insolent Neonate is not that great. I guess we take Gibbering Fiend. It's aggressive. Delirium ability is fine. We really don't have a ton of ways to get Delirium in this deck, though. Hopefully end up with like a Warped Landscape, maybe. Breakneck Rider is just good. There is a second Reduced to Ashes. Breakneck Rider is going to be better if we... Got Deadweight too? Jeez. I guess I would prefer to not play the Killer. I think Howlpack Wolf's probably better. Even though it can't block. Convicted Killer, I don't want to mess with that, whereas a 3-mana 3/3 is just efficient. Reduced to Ashes is good too, but I guess at this point we might have enough removal. I'm going to take the Breakneck Rider, I think. It's a very efficient creature, and the upside is very big with Spirits, especially if you can flip it. I like Team Pump. Gaia Reach Bandit. 3-mana 3/2 haste. At the beginning of each step, you flip it. Whenever a werewolf enters the battlefield, you can transform it. 3-mana 3/2 haste is good. There's nothing else here I want. Alright. Second Vessel of Ephemera we probably take. Otherwise I can take a second Dauntless Cathar too. I probably like the Vessel more. I think spitting out evasive guys, putting a enchantment in your graveyard, turning on Odric is probably better. I like the Cathar, but we have so many 3-drops already. And Vessel with like Slayer's Plate is really insane too. Just give you multiple bodies to equip to. We're going to take the Vessel. We really want some delirium enablers in here. Okay, I'm actually gonna take the Wicker Witch here. I want a way. We desperately want some delirium enable, and this giving you 2 is gonna be better than the Howlpack Wolf, especially since the wolf can't block anyway. So let's take the Wicker Witch here. Kindred, which I can't use, although it does have trample. Yeah, I guess Kindred is probably better than Wolf since it can actually block. I mean, how many wolves do I don't really have enough wolves otherwise. And I don't really want to play Senseless Rage. Guess we can take the Kindred, despite the fact that I can't use the ability. I'd rather have a 3 mana 3-powered trample thing that can block than a 3 mana 3/3 that can't. Second Uncaged Fury. I'm glad we picked that up. Expose Evil. I mean, it's a late Farbog Revenant. Yeah, it looks like black could have worked here too. Guess we'll take the Expose Evil. Don't really want Neonate. I just don't think I'm going to play it. Potential to turn on Delirium. Kind of a unexciting way. But I'm not going to play Open the Armory either. All right, yeah. Bad Vessel. Whatever. All right, this will hate. Sure. Okay, so this deck's not insane, but I think it actually turned out okay in the end. Our curve is not too bad. Pretty unexcited about this Silver Strike, but well, we might actually cut it. We probably want to be more aggressive. So for that reason, I just sort of want to stick to combat tricks and removal spells, not removal spells that require my opponent to attack me. Silver Strike just is kind of out of place in here. Yeah, we've got some real cuts to make, huh? So we don't have any equipment for Strength of Arms, so for that reason, maybe I just want to stick to the Rush of Adrenalines. Get the Trample going. Expose Evil is okay. Vessel of Ephemera kind of counts as a creature spell, as well as being a Delirium enabler. Not Forgotten's a sorcery, which is nice, I guess, for Delirium, but it's just not a very good card. It's going to be really difficult to get Delirium in this deck, unfortunately. We basically just have... I mean, Vessel is still just fine. It's I mean, giving you evasive little spirits I actually think is good. But having so few sorceries is a problem. I think we probably cut the Howlpack Wolf. I'd rather just play the Kindred, like I said. Although, I mean, it's efficient. But I think being able to block is still probably more valuable. Sanguinary Mage in here actually still seems pretty good. We need all the cheap things we can. I think we're cutting the Neonate. It does have Menace. And it can enable Madness, which I guess technically works with, like, Blood Mad Vampire and the Fiery Tempers. But it's not like a great Madness enabler. You're still Rummage, right? At best. It does feed Delirium, I guess. A little bit. I think Exposed Evil is probably just going to end up being worse than the removal of my deck already has. I got to cut some 3-drops. So, probably the Howl. Well, yeah. Well, actually, Convicted Killer can go. That card can get the boot. Just not that good. I don't care so much about the Gaia Reach Bandit flip synergy or whatever. I mean, it's cool when it works, but I'm just playing as the 3-mana 3/2 haste. we're going to try and beat down here. Probably cut the Howlback Wolf. So remember, these double as creature spells, so really we have like 17 creatures. I think I'm still cutting the Strength of Arms. I'd rather just have the Rush of Adrenalines. I'm probably cutting the Insolent Neonate. I kind of want to keep these Uncaged Furies and Rush of Adrenalines. They kind of pair well together, don't they? +2/+1 in Trample, plus another one in Double Strike. So Trample, Double Strike, at least 6 damage with these 2 cards. And that's not including whatever the power on... I mean, I feel like that just is explosive. Especially on a Slayer's Plate. Yeah, I kind of feel like we want to keep these combat tricks, but I got to figure out what to cut here. It's so unlikely that my deck can get Delirium, sadly, even with the Vessel of Ephemera, right? Because we've got instant, creature, enchantment. It's really reliant on like Wicker Witch getting there and dying. And then like 1 sorcery. Yeah. And we have no way to get land. We didn't end up with any of those lands. But like I said, even without Delirium, Vessel is seemingly very good. One more cut. I could cut a Rush of Adrenaline. Not buffing the toughness is a thing. Is Blood Mad Vampire not that good? I feel like it's good with our combat tricks. He's a 3-mana 4/1. Maybe Kindred's not that good, but it's got Trample, which is certainly good with Uncaged Fury. This is weird. What's our worst creature? Or what's the worst creature in our deck? Might be the Blood Mad Vampire. It's just a 3-mana 4/1. It's not like we can get the madness. I'd rather have the extra toughness, I think, so tokens can't block it. Everything else in my deck has at least 2 toughness. Except the Gibbering Fiend. But I don't want to cut my cheap creatures. I think we're cutting a Blood Mad Vamp. So really we have like 15 creatures with the 2 vessels, which is acceptable. Yeah, I like this deck less than my last one, and my curve's better, so... I mean, we have some strong plays in here. We've got a late game plan. We have enough flyers, I think. We just have no Madness Enabler, and I don't feel like playing Not Forgotten just to get a sorcery in here, but maybe it is what my deck needs. Maybe I really do need to make Delirium a real thing in here. But what are all my Delirium cards? Just the Drifters, the Perish Blade, the Gibbering Fiend. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's not. I don't need it. Okay, so red-white aggro, I guess we want to do like I want to play the Vessel early, so I'm not going to do that. I do have some actual double red I got to play relatively early. I might just do 10-7 for that reason. We have no double white. But at the same time, I do want to play my white 2-drops on turn 2. Like Vessels are important early too. All right. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a huge fan of this deck. It's acceptable. I wish it was better. We have some removal. I can't give this deck a super high grade. And if I felt like it was worse than my last one, then I guess I got to give it a low D. But I still need to... It's hard to evaluate this early on because I haven't played with the cards. So I need to play with them to sort of evaluate how good they are. So I guess I'll give this grade, or this deck, like a D as well. Why don't we just give it an even grade as my last deck? But it really does look worse. Let's give it like a 60. I'm really feeling like a 64% or something. But at least our curve's a little bit better. We'll see. That's all I can say. Running it like this, maybe we'll get some sweet Rush of Adrenaline, Uncaged Fury, explosive damage. But, all right, we'll see you round one.